Something shifted in the last few months. Developers stopped talking about ChatGPT. Designers started sharing Claude screenshots everywhere. Businesses quietly swapped out their AI tools. And if you've been online at all, you've probably seen the name Claude pop up more than ever before. But here's the question nobody's really answering. Why now? Why Claude? And what exactly changed? Because Claude has been around for a while. It's not new, but something happened that sent it from that other AI tool to the one people genuinely stopped talking about. In this video, I'm going to break that down completely. We're going to cover why Claude went viral, what it can actually do that others can't, and most importantly, the plugins and integrations that are turning Claude from a chat tool into a full productivity system. If you've only been using Claude to ask questions, by the end of this video, you're going to realize you've been using maybe 5% of what it can do. Let's get into it. Let me give you the honest picture. For a long time, Claude was considered the safer, calmer alternative to ChatGPT. Good at writing, good at reasoning, trusted by researchers and professionals. But it wasn't exactly setting the internet on fire. Then three things happened almost at the same time, and together, they changed everything. First, Claude Code. Anthropic released Claude Code, a command line tool that lets developers use Claude directly in their coding environment. Not just autocomplete, not just fix this bug, full agentic coding, where Claude can read your entire codebase, plan changes across multiple files, write and test code, and work through complex engineering tasks almost autonomously. Developers lost their minds. Within weeks, engineers were posting threads saying they were shipping features in hours that used to take days. The phrase vibe coding, where you describe what you want and Claude just builds it, went from a joke to a genuine workflow. That one tool alone shifted how the developer community thought about Claude. Second, the Super Bowl ad. In February 2026, Anthropic ran an ad during the Super Bowl. Think about what that means. Anthropic, a company that's always been known for being thoughtful, research-focused, and low-key, decided to go mainstream. They put Claude in front of 100 million people in one night. That's not a product decision. That's a cultural moment. It signaled that Claude wasn't staying in the background anymore. Third, MCP, the Model Context Protocol. This one is the most important, and we're going to go deep on it in a moment. But Anthropic released an open standard that lets Claude connect to external tools, apps, and data sources. And the ecosystem that grew from that is the real reason Claude is dominating conversations right now. So that's the why. Now let's get into what it actually means for you. Before we get to the integrations, I want to make sure you understand one thing clearly. Claude isn't popular because of a marketing campaign. It's popular because of how it actually feels to use it. Here's what I mean. Most AI tools feel like a search engine that talks back. You ask, it answers. Done. Claude feels different. It reasons out loud. It pushes back when something doesn't make sense. It holds a line of thinking across a long conversation without losing track. This is especially obvious when you're working on something complex, a business decision, a long piece of writing, a research project. Claude doesn't just give you an answer, it thinks with you. And on top of that, Claude has one of the largest context windows of any AI model available today. That means you can paste an entire book, a 200-page report, a full codebase, and Claude can work with all of it at once. For professionals, researchers, legal teams, and analysts. This isn't a nice to have, it's the whole point. But here's where it gets really interesting. This is the section I really want you to pay attention to. When most people think of Claude, they think of the chat window at Claude AI. Type something, get a response. But Claude is now far, far beyond that. Thanks to MCP, the Model Context Protocol, Claude can connect to external tools and data sources and actually do things in the real world on your behalf. Let me walk you through the most important integrations and what they actually mean in practice. First, Google Drive and Notion. Claude can connect to your Google Drive or Notion workspace. That means, instead of copying and pasting documents into the chat, Claude can go and find them itself. You can say, summarize everything in my project folder from last quarter, or find my meeting notes from Tuesday and pull out the action items. It reads your actual files, in context, and works with them. For anyone managing large amounts of documents like in operations, research, or content, this alone is worth the upgrade. For developers, the GitHub integration is a game changer. Claude can connect to your repositories, read your code, understand the structure of your project, and make changes across multiple files at once. You're not just asking Claude to fix a function. You're giving it access to your actual project and letting it work like a junior developer, one that never gets tired, never needs onboarding, and reads your entire codebase before making a single suggestion. Combined with Claude Code, this is why developers have been going so loud about Claude recently. Next, the Slack integration means Claude can be brought directly into your team's communication. You can tag Claude in a thread and ask it to summarize a long back-and-forth conversation. You can ask it to draft a reply. You can use it to surface important decisions buried in weeks of messages. For teams that live in Slack, This makes Claude part of the actual workflow, and not just a separate tab you have to switch to. Claude now has real-time web search built in. This was one of the biggest criticisms of Claude in the past, that it couldn't access current information. That's no longer the case. Ask Claude about something that happened last week, and it can search, find, and synthesize the information for you, not just a list of links. An actual synthesized answer, reasoned through, with sources, and this one is genuinely futuristic, so I want to explain it clearly. Anthropic has built a feature called computer use, which allows Claude, in certain setups, to actually control a computer. Click buttons, fill forms, navigate websites, run tasks on your screen. Right now, this is in beta and being used mostly by developers and enterprise teams. But the direction is clear. Claude isn't just answering questions, it's becoming an agent that can take actions in the world. Anthropic has also released integrations directly into tools you already use every day. Claude in Chrome means you can get Claude's help while browsing, like summarizing pages, researching topics, or comparing options, all without leaving your browser. Claude in Excel means you can work with spreadsheets using natural language, no formulas, no manual analysis. Just describe what you want, and Claude works through the data. And Claude in PowerPoint means you can build and edit presentations with Claude as a collaborator, suggesting structure, rewriting slides, and improving clarity. These aren't gimmicks. These are Claude becoming part of the software layer you already live in. Let me be direct here, because I think a lot of people assume Claude is just for developers or tech people. It's not. If you're a student, Claude can read your textbooks, summarize lectures, explain difficult concepts in plain language, and help you think through essays. The document handling alone makes it the best study tool available. If you're a content creator or writer, Claude's tone control, long-form writing capability, and ability to maintain your voice across a long piece of work is unmatched. You can paste your previous writing, and Claude will learn your style. If you're in operations, HR, finance, or strategy, the integrations with Google Drive, Notion, and Slack mean Claude can slot into your actual workflow instead of being a separate tool you have to remember to use. If you're a developer, Claude Code and the GitHub integration mean you already know what you need to do. And if you're just someone who wants to get smarter, work done faster, Claude's thinking model, its calm reasoning style, and its ability to handle long complex tasks make it the best thinking partner available right now. Here's what I think is actually happening. We spent the last couple of years in the chatbot era of AI. You ask, it answers. Impressive, but ultimately passive. Claude is pushing into something different. An AI that connects to your tools. That takes actions. That works inside your existing systems rather than asking you to come to it. Anthropic calls this the transition from assistant to agent, and Claude is further along that path than most people realize. The reason it's taken the internet by storm isn't one thing. It's the combination of the quality of the reasoning, the size of the context window, the integrations, the timing, and frankly, a company that's been playing a long game and is now starting to show the results. So where does this leave you? If you've been sleeping on Claude, now is the time to actually explore it properly. Go beyond the chat window, connect it to the tools you already use. Try Claude Code if you're a developer. Use the web search. Use the document uploads. Use the integrations. The gap between people who use Claude as a chatbot and people who use it as a full system is getting wider every month. If you found this useful, like the video and subscribe, because this space is moving fast, and I'm going to keep covering it clearly, without the hype and without the jargon. I'll see you in the next one.